Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to break down a huge topic, the social services a government provides for its citizens. I mean, from the classroom to the clinic, we're going to explore the core promises a government makes to you, to all of us.
Okay, let's kick things off with a foundational question, one that really gets to the heart of why governments even exist. What is their most important job?
Well, the source material gives us a pretty clear and powerful answer. It all comes down to this: prioritizing the welfare of the people. You know, that single promise, that's the foundation for literally everything we're going to cover today.
So, okay, that's a nice idea, right? Prioritize welfare. But how does that promise actually turn into action? Well, let's start with the first pillar, and it's a big one: education. And the thinking behind it is pretty simple, really. A well-educated population is a productive one. It just makes sense, right? More productive citizens create a stronger nation. That's what drives progress. Now, the government strategy here isn't just one single program. It's way more than that. It's a whole series of steps designed to build a complete educational framework. We're talking free basic education, free college tuition, reaching kids who've dropped out, and even empowering the teachers themselves. Okay, let's dive into this one, because this was a real game changer. We're talking about Republic Act 10931. This law totally transformed higher education. It basically removed that huge financial barrier, tuition, for students at public universities. I mean, talk about leveling the playing field. All right, let's move on. Next up is the second pillar. And this one is absolutely crucial for the nation's workforce and, just our overall quality of life. We're talking about health. What's really interesting about this slide is how it frames the whole issue. On one side, you've got these massive challenges: poverty, pollution, not enough doctors and hospitals. And then, bam, on the other side, you see the specific programs designed to tackle them, like universal health care. It's really clear cause and effect. 3.3 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. It represents a significant and often invisible health crisis. A huge number. But what is it? And there it is. That's the number of Filipinos suffering from depression, based on a 2023 World Health Organization report. And that right there, that's exactly why the Philippine mental health law was enacted. It was a direct response, creating a national system to support citizens facing these kinds of challenges. And listen, these aren't just policies, they're lifelines, for real. We're talking about universal health care, giving free coverage to families in need, the no-balance billing policy, which is huge. It stops hospitals from demanding deposits in an emergency, and guaranteed free vaccines for kids under 5. These are things that save lives. Okay, on to our final pillar of public welfare for this explainer. And this is the one that allows everything else, education, health, to even function. We're talking about peace and security.
So, here's the crucial point. A safe and stable environment isn't just about feeling secure walking down the street. It's a direct requirement for economic growth. Think about it. When a country is stable, that's when it can attract investment, which creates jobs and helps build a better future.
Now, to really get the strategy here, you've got to know the players. The CPP-NPA, or the Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army? This is one of the key groups involved in the government's efforts to finally bring about some national unity and resolve these long-standing conflicts.
So, the government's approach to peace is pretty comprehensive. It's not just one thing. It's a combination of dialogue with rebel groups, strengthening internal security to keep people safe, and, this is really interesting, a forward-looking educational component, actually teaching peace.
And this highlights the government's whole strategy of reconciliation. The National Unity Commission was formed specifically for this. It's about creating a real pathway for former combatants to rejoin society peacefully. And it's had success, leading to amnesty for a lot of people who surrendered their arms.
Okay, so we've covered a lot, right? Education, health, and peace. So now let's try and tie it all together and see what all this really means for you in your life.
This table is a great at-a-glance summary. It connects those big, high-level policy areas directly to the specific programs that actually impact our lives. You can see the Free College Tuition Act is about access to education, universal health care is about getting medical services when you need them. It makes it all very clear.
And that brings us to our final thought, and maybe the most important question. These programs are all designed at the national level, right? But their true test, their real measure of success, is how they affect you, your family, and your neighborhood. That's what really matters.